I'm Trace.
And I'm Sam.
And our bodies are ready. And this is From Our Perspective. Welcome to the 71st episode of From Our Perspective. Me and Sam are in person again. Back at it. We're having fun. What? If you hear a fan, it is because it is hot in the room.
No, you can't talk about how it's hot.
It's cold.
Yes, it's nice and cool up here.
And
it's A-okay, Mom.
Well, she'll be listening to this.
She'll still feel guilty about it.
It's not, okay, wait.
It's not hot.
It's not hot. It would get hot if we were both here. This is an audio medium. You can't...
I can't do it. I can't brush sweat off my forehead.
Without at least explaining it. But yeah, we're in person.
71. That's a big number.
That is a big number. We're getting close to the bigger number.
72.
Yeah. That is a bigger number.
It's true.
But yeah, as of recording this, yesterday was July 4th. 4th of July, Independence Day. Happy birthday, America.
Yes, happy birthday.
Salute.
It's been rough. It's been a rough year, America.
But we can pull through.
We can pull it together.
All countries have rough periods.
That's right.
Hopefully this one just lasts a couple of months.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get our stuff back on track. But it was still fun to enjoy the company of family.
Why is there a question mark? You were like, enjoy the company of family?
I didn't mean for there to be a question mark. It just kind of came out weird. Don't make fun of me. We cooked out yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Our family did too.
We typically did a lot bigger social gatherings, like in previous years.
Hundreds.
I mean, 20, 25 of us.
The famous mosh pits.
Yeah, our famous mosh pits.
Yeah.
Sam's been to some of my cookouts before.
Yeah, your grandparents' mosh pits.
Yeah.
They're pretty kooky.
Grandparents' mosh pits. But yeah, I have assumed...
They bring out a folding chair and hit someone over the head with it.
I pulled out a gun and shot a couple of people.
Whoa, I feel like that's breaking the rules a little.
In a mosh pit, there are no rules.
There's no rules? I guess there's not, but that is murder.
It does break a rule. It does
break the U.S. rules, and it was their birthday.
That is true.
Do you really want to break the law on its birthday?
Well, no, we didn't have a signature mosh pit this year. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So there was no guns.
Yeah.
Well.
There probably were still guns.
You guys did fireworks, right? At least a little bit.
Not many. We did bottle rockets and Roman candles. I'll tell you, though, because of, Corona and I would imagine it's mostly Corona, not everything else that's going on in the country right now. People are so gung-ho to celebrate anything.
Yeah.
Apparently fireworks have been going out, out of stock very quickly. Because my cousin, we weren't planning on getting a lot of fireworks anyway. Nothing big, not the big mortars or anything like that. Just strictly Roman candles and small stuff. They went to get it, and they said that it was probably 5 o'clock when they went out to get some. And we've done that before on the 4th of July, gone and bought fireworks that day. And he said that they were almost out.
I mean, it was pretty crazy last night.
Yeah.
It sounded like a war zone.
It was, typically, our family says, oh, we're not going to go crazy on fireworks. We'll watch other people.
Yeah.
And other people don't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
But we end up also getting our own fireworks. Last night, I remember their neighborhood, my grandparents' neighborhood, and, as I was driving home, it was like there was a light fog everywhere. And that was, even going to back to my house.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I'm the grill master now.
Oh, is that right?
You've
taken the crown.
I'm one step away from becoming a dad. Now I just need a child, and then I'm the signature. I need white.
Just find one and grab it.
Yeah, steal a child,
or pull a Rumpelstiltskin and trade, or however that story goes.
You have to guess my name, or what does he do?
It's something like that. And then he melts. Listen, I guess we don't know the story.
His name is Rumpelstiltskin. What a fucking loser.
Also gross.
Gross.
Rumple is kind of like crumpled stilt skin.
Ew, that is gross.
Yeah, it's gross. It's a gross name.
We're calling out Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. And you can't come after us because we know your name.
That is true. I was going to say...
melt?
He'll melt, I guess. I was going to say he might sue us for slander.
Court of law.
But since we know his name, he can't come after us.
That's right. We're in the courtroom. We just stand up. Rumpelstiltskin.
And then he melts, we guess.
I guess. I have a lot riding on this melting strategy.
Do we have to look this up real quick?
I think so.
Okay. Does Rumpelstiltskin melt?
Can he or does he?
Does Rumpelstiltskin... Wow.
He probably doesn't melt. I'm just going to try and call it.
Melt.
He might disappear or die. If he melts, that's pretty good on my part.
What?
What is the story?
It's like not giving me anything.
They don't want you to know.
I'll look up, does he die? I don't care. It's telling me about the TV show Once Upon a Time. Because I guess Rumpelstiltskin is
he's a
there.
major player. I've seen some of that show.
Oh, is he actually a major player?
Yeah, he's like one of the bad guys, kind of.
Do I have to look up, real story?
Real Rumpelstiltskin. You get a YouTube conspiracy video. I swear to God, I was outside on my porch, and I swear to God, I saw Rumpelstiltskin run across my yard.
It did. I looked up real and Google. I tried to autocorrect to real life.
I saw in real life Rumpelstiltskin. He tried to take my kid, and I said his name, and he melted.
The price is her first child.
Okay. Does he melt?
He finally consents to give up his claim to the child if she can guess his name within 3 days. Her many guesses fail, but before the final night, she wanders into the woods, searching for him, and comes across his remote mountain cottage and watches unseen as he hops around the fire and sings in his song lyrics. Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take. The baby I take. The queen will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
Very good, Rumpelstiltskin.
He reveals his name. When he comes to the queen on the third day after first feigning ignorance, she reveals his name, and he loses his temper and their bargain. Versions vary about whether he accuses the devil or witches of having revealed his name to the queen. In the 1812 edition of the Brothers Grimm tale,
he melts.
Rumpelstiltskin then ran away angrily and never came back.
We don't know if he melted or not.
In the 1857 edition, they claimed, in his rage, drove his right foot so far into the ground that it sank in up to his waist. Then in a passion, he seized the left foot with both hands and tore himself in two. So he melted.
Not really.
No, he ripped himself in half.
That's worse than melting.
In other versions, he drives his foot so far into the ground that it causes a chasm, and he falls into it, never to be seen
So there's
again.
no melting.
There is no melting.
No melting. That's
there is a version.
Well, that's Sam's version, since there's apparently multiple.
Well, in the spoken version, he apparently Rumpelstiltskin flies out of the window on a cooking ladle. It's like how witches have brooms. He had a cooking ladle.
He has a cooking ladle.
So that's Rumpelstiltskin.
Baba Yaga has her mortar and pestle. Witches have brooms, and Rumpelstiltskin has his ladle. What time are we at? How long have we been talking about this?
Oh no, we're good. We're at like 10 minutes.
Okay. This isn't what the episode's about.
No,
by
it's
the
not
way.
about Rumpelstiltskin. I do want to. Apparently, he was an imp, so he's like like 3 feet tall or something.
Yeah, I imagine him being a little guy.
He's a little fellow. But just imagine singing and dancing and hopping around his fire tonight.
Take the baby.
Tomorrow the kid is mine. Before the queen will whatever.
My name Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
What an idiot. Anyway. Speaking of going out into the woods and looking for a little imp.
Good segue.
Thank you. We're going to be talking about camping this week.
Camping. It's camping. Everybody loves it.
Do they?
No, I don't.
Camping. For those of you who don't know what camping is, it's when you say, "Oh, my house, not so hot."
It's when you stay in one spot in a video game and kill people.
Oh, that is true. It's not
wrong.
But the real version of camping, it's when you say, "My house ain't that rad anymore. I'm gonna go live in the woods for a couple of days.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go sleep on the hard ground." Where maybe a bear or some other wild animal could attack me. So if that sounds good to you, sleeping on the hard ground and being exposed to the elements and the wild animals, then this episode's just for you, baby.
It's for you. Well, maybe we'll learn to love it.
Maybe. I haven't been camping in a very long time.
Same here.
Because
I like to enjoy my time.
I like to have fun. I think the last time I went camping, I was probably 4.
That's probably longer than me.
I might just have forgotten a more recent time, but I do remember there were like bats flying around.
You became Batman.
I became Bat, and then both of my parents got shot in an alley. And I saw the bats.
It's just 2 buildings form in the
woods. And I suddenly remember.
And the Green Goblin's there, and he's got the gun, and he shoots him.
The Green Goblin?
Yes.
Okay.
And he says, "We could take this city."
Well, Trace,
are you in or are you out?
You're the one who's out, Gobby. And I turned into Spider-Man and beat the shit out of Willem Dafoe. But there were bats flying around. And I don't know why this made me want to touch a lantern. But I did. And the lantern, you know how
was it a bug zapper? That'd been pretty funny.
It wasn't one of those. It was you know how like sometimes lights that are turned on that can generate heat. Not all of them do, but some do. This was one that generated a lot of heat. A lot of heat.
Like you burnt your hand.
And I burnt my hand really bad as a 4-year-old.
Why did you touch the light?
I was stupid. 4.
Are you stupid?
I was a toddler.
Well, it's no excuse.
I think it is. Toddlers are notoriously stupid. They learn by doing. They don't learn by getting told.
Okay, so who wants to start with their tips and tricks for camping?
Well, I've got camping do's and don'ts. This comes from nationalforest.org.
Okay.
16 camping do's and don'ts. I don't like how it's set up. You know, typically do's and don'ts list, it's like do, don't, do, don't, do, don't. It's like do. Dude, it does like 4 do's, 4 don'ts, 4 do's. It's
what?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. I thought it would be do.
That's fine.
Don't.
No, it does still go. It does alternate, but only every like 4. So I'll do a couple of do's, and then I'll let you do some tips, and then I'll go to don'ts. Do. Be aware, when you're traveling in bear country, to take precautions and secure your food and camp 100 feet from your cooking area. Bears, especially, like it said, if you're in bear country. I don't know where bear country is. I thought we were in America, but...
It's all bear country here, baby.
Hell yeah. Salute.
Why do you have to keep it away from your cooking station? Are they worried that the bear will be more enticed to get food if he can cook himself a nice steak?
You like wake up and instead of a bear
cooking bacon,
he's got a spatula and the pan over the fire.
He's got an apron on.
Yeah, he's standing upright. I've heard that when you have food, you hang it in a tree. Because I know like baby bears are good at climbing. I don't know how good like adult bears are since they're heavier.
I think they can climb. I think it depends on the bear too.
If you put it on like a high tree branch, they supposedly can't really get to it. Or
that sounds like a good way to have a bear fall on top of your tent.
Well, I don't think you hang it over your tent. You still hang it farther away, because I would imagine they're still attracted to it. I'm the bear expert here.
That'd be pretty funny if you put, like, some of your food in the thing, but, like, it was leaking a little, and so there's a trail from your camp up to this little...
Well, I would imagine they could still smell it regardless of if it's in the air or if it's on the ground.
I guess that's true.
But you're not supposed to put it... because they're still attracted to it, you don't want to put it over so they're not in your camp to begin with.
You're not supposed to just leave food lying around.
What you could do is just not bring food at all. That way, bears really don't want to mess with you. They won't be attracted.
Then the bear becomes the food.
The most dangerous game. Bears.
Man.
Oh.
Bears. Man,
that's
bears.
what you'll do. Man bears.
Yes.
No, that's what you got to do. Don't bring food and then hunt humans.
Yes.
Because
hunt other campers.
You'll be on like a campground.
Yeah.
So there'll be another family. The really annoying ones who like always they're like, oh, put some sunscreen on.
And you've got your ski mask. Your hockey mask, I mean.
Oh yeah.
You got your axe.
Or machete.
Yes.
Any sort of killing weapon.
But not like a tradition, like a thing designed to kill people. It can't be like a samurai sword. Now that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Jason with a sword.
I don't think you know. You don't like horror movies. Didn't Jason Voorhees like use a weed whacker at one point?
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That sounds horrific.
I know in like the 9th one, he just picks someone up in a sleeping bag because they were hiding from him, and he just slams them into a tree. Yeah, like sideways. Those movies are funny. Anyway,
death is funny.
Second do look beyond developed campgrounds. Natural forests offer hundreds of magical camp opportunities. They're magical. They're wizards.
There's Rumpelstiltskins.
Little imps running about saying...
Stealing your children,
saying, guess my name.
And you're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not making that.
Rumpelstiltskin? How did you know?
We're all named the same. How'd you guess that?
Hundreds of magical campsite opportunities away from the picnic tables and bathrooms. Because who wants to purposely shit in the woods? Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes. Do humans? Not for a long time since they discovered indoor plumbing.
They don't have to. And neither should you.
And let's face it, as nice as it is to be close to a bathroom, it's even nicer to not have to smell a pit toilet, or be serenaded to sleep by the wannabe folk musician with one song repertoire.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Anyway, yeah. That would be good. Just to hear Wonderwall on repeat. But here's the thing, like you smell a pit toilet. If you're not using a pit toilet, you have to walk like so far out just to, use the bathroom.
Or you could just be okay with it.
Yeah, just put up.
Wear diapers.
Yeah, that would still smell.
Oh well.
Okay, what are yours? What are some of yours?
I have a camping guide for beginners.
Okay.
This one says, my first one is choose your campsite carefully.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a large variety of campsites available for you to choose from. Things to look out for include whether they are considered child-friendly, if dogs are allowed, and the availability of facilities such as toilets and showers. As a beginner camper, it's a good idea to book a campsite with high-quality facilities and a town nearby, so there are plenty of places to eat and buy supplies if you forget something.
No. According to mine, you don't want to have anything near you.
You want to be lost in the woods.
Go ahead and give us another one.
The next two, I feel, are a combination thing.
They're a package deal.
It's kind of a package deal. Buy a tent. That's the first thing.
Or don't.
Yeah. Or don't. Sleep under the stars, right?
Yeah.
Be like...
where the bears can find you.
Be like the men of old.
The minimalist.
Tents come in all shapes and sizes, and it's important to choose one that's right for you. When picking a tent, it's a good idea to choose one that's a size or two bigger than the number of people using it. This will allow enough room to store your gear in the tent and have comfortable space to sleep.
And maybe if you find any hitchhikers while you're out,
Yeah, with
you
like
got one or two
a
extra
machete in their backpack.
and a hockey mask.
And they've got like a scar across one of their eyes.
They're a zombified boy who grew up into a zombified man.
Yeah.
When he drowned at Camp Crystal Lake.
It's very specific, but if you encounter that, you want to be ready for it.
Yeah. So
have plenty of space for them to sleep.
Have an 8-person tent for 6 people, just in case you run into Mr. Voorhees.
Whatever time of year you choose to camp, it's a good idea to bring a sleeping bag, as temperatures can drop at night. When choosing a sleeping bag, pay attention to the season and temperature rating to ensure it will keep you at the optimum temperature for the time of year you choose to camp. Our sleeping bag guide gives you, this is like from the website, there's literally a button below it that says check out all our sleeping bags. So this is like
it's like an ad.
Kinda, yeah.
Did you say the website? Don't if you did.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to give them free advertisements. Unless you want to pay us whatever website this is.
Mountainwarehouse.com.
How dare you? Now they have to pay us. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, I don't know what else you would bring if you didn't bring a sleeping bag.
Blanket. Pillow.
So, okay.
Bed.
A bed.
Box spring. Bed frame.
That's glamping at
House.
that point. I never understood. Like, I don't understand glamping, which is like glamour camping.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
There's a
DJ Roomba.
There's a very funny episode where they go camping and is it Tom who starts glamping?
Yeah. Of course it's Tom.
Yeah, it's Aziz Ansari's character. But it's like, why bother glamping? Glamping is glamour camping, I know I said that, but it's like instead of just having a tent and the basic gear and like a sleeping bag, you bring this big tent and you bring
got
like fans,
a generator, a
generators, yeah, a bunch of different stuff. Like, what's the point?
Just stay home or get an RV.
RVs, I think honestly, I think an RV would be pretty cool. Not if you have like a big family.
Well, if you're going on a road trip, it'd be especially cool.
Yeah, if you had like, if it was just like you or 2 or 3 people, maybe.
Yeah, you hop in the RV, you go across the country.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
I've seen videos. I know I'm getting a little sidetracked.
People getting killed.
Yeah.
In RVs.
Because they picked up a hitchhiker who was wearing a hockey mask.
No, it's the people who were camping and got so sick of it they killed them to get into their RV.
Oh yeah. I've seen pictures and videos of people like taking old short buses and they like strip out the seats. Mm-hmm. And they make like a little. It's not really a party bus, but they either turn it into like a little RV of its own right, mm-hmm. or they just do something with it to like make it to where you can go on
and stuff in there.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea.
That is pretty cool.
Anyway, let's get back on track.
Yeah, do your doo-doos or do your don't-don'ts.
I'm gonna do 2 don'ts now.
Okay.
I'll go 2 and 2 instead.
Don't buy a tent. Don't get a sleeping bag.
Don't do anything.
Don't listen to mountainwarehouse.com
unless they pay us. That's weird because on nationalforest.org it says unless they pay.
That is crazy.
Don't assume that since you haven't seen a bear, you can be lax about food smells, or believe that old joke that says you don't have to be faster than the bear, you just have to be faster than your friends.
That's still true.
That is still true.
It's just really messed up and you'll lose a friend.
Maybe.
Probably.
Unless they're Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. And he kills a bear with his bare hand.
I've seen that movie. I think I'd rather be dead.
That is true. Well, I feel like if like, in that situation, they didn't have cars and they weren't on a campground. They were in, like, the middle of an undeveloped wilderness.
Yeah.
If I were to be attacked and live like he did, I think I could very easily get to a place where I could heal.
Well, not unless you're not on camping ground.
That's true. But you would still have to take a car out there,
You burned it.
Hiked.
You burned it.
Burned the car?
You destroyed the car. So that you had to hike back home.
Oh, okay.
It's more authentic.
I would rather die by a bear.
No, see? Now, I feel like this is... Are they, like, correlating to one another?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Because I was going to say, they seem pretty obsessed with bears. I get that they're dangerous.
Yeah, well, bears are bad.
Guys,
Bears are bad.
let's get down to business.
Bears is
Bears, pretty bad. They hurt when they got claw and fang.
And teeth.
Bite. Chomp. No good.
Don't.
Honey?
Yes. Don't construct in quotation marks a new campsite. If you look in the right places, you'll be able to find a spot where people have camped before, and most, if not all, of the work has already been done for you. Don't build new fire rings. Don't cut down trees. Don't break branches or rip out plants to make a new campsite. Who's cutting down trees to camp? That's not camping. That's just lumber work.
I mean...
That's just being a lumberjack, isn't it?
I guess so, technically. I don't know. What, are you going to bring the wood with you? That sounds horrible.
What wood do you need?
One more thing to lug for a campfire.
Well, I think it's talking about, like, making a clearing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that would be very easy, because then you'd have the stump, and you'd have to dig it out. That would be, like, a lot of work just to clear it. You could use
that as, like, a seat.
I guess so.
I think that's what it's talking about.
How about this? That would be uncomfortable, because...
Probably. But what else are you going to sit on?
Dirt.
And that's more comfortable?
I don't know. Could be. I'd bring a cushion shaped like a tree stump.
Which is a circle. Yeah, a circular one.
Well, there are some funny looking trees. You never know. Might be one like the shape of a butt.
Oh, that's funny. What's your next one?
My next one. For my next joke.
Oh, no, not in your next joke.
Oh, my next example.
Yeah.
I feel like there's ones that are like more oval shaped.
Let's get off of the tree stump.
Maybe you could bring a saddle and straddle it.
Do I need to read another one?
No, I can do one. Practice pitching your tent.
That's funny.
One of the most important...
There's a joke there. Pitch a tent.
I've had plenty of practice.
Hell yeah, brother.
One of the most important tips for your first time camping is to have a practice pitch of the tent at home. I guess that makes sense now that I read the whole thing.
So it's saying like practice.
Yeah, just make sure you know how to set your tent up. Because, I mean, how many family comedies have we seen where they go camping and there's the dad and he's got all the camping, he's got the tent all wrapped around him and he's like looking at the manual and he's like, where does this go?
I'm racking my brain right now. I cannot think of a single family comedy that has anything.
That's the exact type of shit that you would see though.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. If there were a family
you know, all of the famous ones have that scene.
Like I'm picturing specifically National Lampoon's Camping Vacation.
Is that a real thing?
No, it's not a real movie.
That should be.
But if it were, Chevy Chase screwing up how to pitch a tent, wink.
And then he thinks he's got it, and then it falls.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it back in, and it poof. Yeah, maybe "fump" is the better one. Better sound effect, but yeah. That was good. Try that again real quick.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good pop.
That's a good pop. I'll do they are like corresponding, but for some reason they do 4 do's and then 4 don'ts.
It's so confusing.
I'll do do and don'ts.
Yeah, so okay, so we'll pair them.
Do have a plan of how to deal with your waste when camping in primitive campsites. Bring bags for your trash and bury waste. Or bring a portable camping toilet with you. Toilet paper doesn't biodegrade very quickly, so pack it out too.
Trace, you said waste, and I thought like you meant like your waist on your body. And I was like, what? How to deal with your waist? Yeah. I was like, I mean, my waistline's pretty rough, but do we need to bring that up when I'm going camping?
Yes.
With your waist.
Like your duty and your trash.
I mean, you could just throw it out to the bears.
Do bears? I know, like we've said before, do bears shit in the woods?
Do they eat garbage?
Do bears like get attracted to shit in the woods?
I don't know. Bring a goat with you. That'll be your garbage can.
Bring like a portable toilet so you can comfortably poop without digging a hole somewhere.
But why not just like go to a campground where they have one for you instead of lugging one out there?
That's a don't, bro. That's a big don't on this list.
Really?
I already remember I read it. Yeah. It said don't go to
the big ones are corrupt.
Yeah. Big camping is out to get us now.
Big camping.
Don't forget that you still have to clean up after your feast. Bacon is great, but in the backcountry, bacon grease is a little problematic to deal with. Considered pre-cooked bacon. Ew.
Yes.
Melted cheese is tasty on a backpacking trip. Who is backpacking through the wilderness and says, you know what I could go for? Hot cheese.
Grilled cheese.
That sounds not fun at that point.
No, I don't think cheese is the best thing for, like, hiking. I don't feel like that's a energizing food. I think I'd want to take a nap after that.
Yeah. So melted cheese is tasty on a backpacking trip. Actually, like the aforementioned bacon, it's tasty pretty much anywhere. That's a fact.
No, that's funny.
That is funny. Thank you.
I laughed really hard.
Thank you, NationalForest.org. But melted cheese is hard to clean off pots. That is also true. Save it for car camping and movie night nachos.
Bring nonstick. Just bring some nonstick spray.
Bring some pan.
Bring your house.
Don't leave your home.
Don't go camping.
What is car camping?
You get in a car and you act like you're camping.
You're still in your driveway?
Yeah. Have you ever had those like, I think the most recent time we camped, I was maybe like 8. Mm-hmm. And it was just tents out in our yard.
Oh yeah. If we're counting that, then yeah, there were definitely times after.
Because we have a fire pit out there, and so.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not like a big thing. It's more like there's some rocks in a circle. And it's a fire pit, technically. But it's not like anything fancy. But
yeah, that's. I'm just imagining car camping right now. Someone like.
It's called you get out, and you go into the woods, and you sit there, and then when you want to go to bed, you go into the car.
Yeah.
And you go home.
And then you leave. And you leave and you sleep in your air-conditioned home. That does sound nice.
Comfy sheets.
That does sound really nice. But I'm imagining someone using the cigarette lighter to toast a marshmallow to make s'mores. They're using a toothpick with a mini marshmallow after they pushed in the cigarette lighter. It's pretty funny, right?
That is pretty good.
That's in the National Lampoon's Camping Vacation.
Is it really?
That movie doesn't exist.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a Goofy movie where he uses the cigarette lighter to heat some soup up. I think. I think so.
Maybe I'm just.
And then Bigfoot attacks their car.
Oh. You know how they do.
And then sleeps on top of it or something like that.
Talking about bears and keeping food away from your campground. It's the same thing with Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, he could be real.
And
you don't want to be the one to find out if he is.
From what I've heard, Bigfoot likes to fuck. What's your next one before I get nasty?
Before we keep going with that.
Yeah.
Plan your meals beforehand.
I mean, I guess
planning what you're going to eat and how you're going to cook it can save a beginner camper a lot of time and hassle. Check campsite rules to see if you're allowed campfires and research the local area for restaurants where you can eat if things don't go to plan.
Who wants to go camping and not have a fire? I feel like that's like, other than a tent, that is like the thing that you need to have. But like, yeah, I feel like that's a little self-explanatory. Like, if you're doing overnight camping for at least a couple of days, I mean, for a day, make sure you know what you're going to eat before you get there. Unless you plan on, like, hunting to eat. And in that case, definitely research restaurants.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't, like, go into your pantry or go to the supermarket and just blindly grab stuff off the shelf.
Just everything into a sack.
And hope that you can get something out of that. You have to definitely make sure. What are you looking at?
I heard a rumble. It's probably fireworks.
Yeah, they're still setting off fireworks. People be crazy. But yeah. Plan out. I feel like that one's explanatory. Like that's
here's another thing.
It's common sense.
You could stay home and order pizza.
You could not go camping.
It's true.
I would feel very defeated if I went camping
and then went to a restaurant
and had to go to a restaurant.
You're sitting there in like your I love camping shirt.
One of those like outdoor hats that has like the back on it that protects your neck from the sun.
Your friend's got a bucket hat on.
Yeah. You all were planning on going fishing.
You're wearing matching I Love Camping t-shirts.
Both got those fisherman
You're
vests.
covered in sweat.
You're hot. You're covered in
Your
dirt.
hand is bandaged because you burnt it on the campfire.
On a lantern that you touched when bats were flying around.
Because there were bats, and you touch lamps, apparently, when that happens. And the waitress comes up, and you dejectedly order a drink and like a cheeseburger or something.
I think I might just throw myself in front of a car if I ever have to do that. But yeah, do you got another one or should I go?
Make your first trip a short one.
That's probably a good idea. If you've never done something before, don't overdo it.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a week-long camping trip. Have you done that before? No, this is my first time.
I'm going camping for a month.
Trace?
That sounds horrible. That's living in the woods for a month.
That is living in the woods for a month. You don't need to head off for a whole week and the first time you camp.
Yeah.
A short camping trip won't be as daunting as a longer one and will give you the chance to fix any issues or problems.
Maybe I would recommend maybe like a 2-day camping trip. Or maybe just, I feel like 1 day of camping kind of
defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe do like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days at
and
least.
Don't do more than that because that sounds horrible.
I don't know. 3 days might not be horrible.
I like to shower every day.
You could wash yourself somehow. If you go to one of those campsites, it said that they
have showers sometimes.
Yeah. You just have to make sure you have sandals or something so you're not walking in on a dirty ground where people...
Dirty, nasty.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, what's your next pair?
I think I might switch over to a different website.
I'm switching to my other website too.
Okay, I'm going to Reader's Digest Canada.
This was all planned out.
ReadersDigest.ca.
Okay.
So Canada.
So this is Canadian camping tips.
They know outdoors. They know the outdoors.
You have to say a boot.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Very funny. Very clever. Thanks to all the Canadian listeners.
Oh, I think like
maybe
10.
1 at most.
We're an American podcast. We are international. There are some international listeners, but we are mostly an American podcast.
Birdcast. I got me a birdcast.
I got me a birdcast.
What's your tip?
Top 10 worst camping mistakes. This is, like I said, Reader Digest Canada. Not testing out new equipment. Well, you kind of already covered that one. Storing toiletries in your tent. Okay. I'm bad at speaking.
Why don't we have a podcast then?
Most campers know that keeping food in your tent is an open invite for your furry friend's slumber party.
I don't invite furries to go camping with me.
Did they spell furry wrong? How do you spell... Is it 2 R's?
I think so.
They spelled fury.
The fury friends.
Maybe in Canada it's different.
Maybe.
But other products may also entice critters.
How scary would it be if you were sleeping and you forgot that you left your bologna and cheese sandwich...
Your half-eaten bologna. You were enjoying your campfire, of course, and then you made your toasted bologna and cheese sandwich.
That doesn't sound that bad.
It doesn't. My grandpa makes like fried bologna and cheese.
Mm-hmm. That does sound good.
Anyway,
It's there, and then a man in a fursuit comes into your.
I was gonna say, like, because it's talking about, like, you know, going to sleep, and then you're like eating. You get halfway through your fried bologna, and it's so good that you pass out.
Yeah, it's that delicious.
And you wake up, and there's like you wake up, and there's like a bright green raccoon. A 6 foot tall raccoon standing over you, or like squatting over you, like trying to eat.
Pantomiming.
Pantomiming eating a fried bologna and cheese sandwich.
God.
Most campers know that keeping your food in your tent is an open invite for a furry friend slumber party, but other products may also entice critters. People often forget
money.
things like toothpaste,
Gold.
that cheddar, and I'm not talking about cheese, baby.
Gold doubloons.
Yeah, gold
diamonds.
Everyone knows possums love gold doubloons. People often forget that things like toothpaste,
baseball cards,
insect repellent, and soap can attract animals.
What?
Jaeger said. Who's Jaeger? It's like throwing an expert at me without describing who they are. Keep all personal care products safely locked away in your car or in the same dry bag that you use to store your food.
So I should get like a lockbox.
What animal, maybe, bury it. What animal smells bug spray? Holy moly.
Thunder.
Oh, is that like thunder?
Yes.
That probably got picked up on the podcast.
I think so. It's about to rain, folks. Don't go camping.
Don't go camping.
It's dangerous.
But like, what animal smells? Toothpaste I kind of get because it's just minty.
The toothpaste monster.
The toothpaste monster
of
Kentucky. Just a big globby ball of toothpaste slithering towards you.
It roams around campsites and steals people's toothpaste.
But like, insect repellent smells so bad.
I don't know.
Definitely not insects. Insects won't be the critters to go for it. Anyway, what's your next one?
I've switched over to campingwithstyle.co.uk.
Oh, okay. Do they even have anywhere to camp over there?
Maybe.
Okay.
This is tips for reluctant campers and people who hate camping.
Okay.
So that's good for us.
Yeah.
Number one.
I would say I'm reluctant. You hate it.
I don't know. I'm reluctant. I haven't done it in so long, but I can guess that I would dislike it. How I would be hot and it'll be hot, and what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
But number one, be willing to have fun, whatever the weather.
Yeah.
If you've agreed to go camping or are thinking about giving it a try for the first time, make sure you are in the right mindset. If you're already convinced you'll hate it before you even get there, then you probably will. Which is true.
That is true.
I remember the fun you had exploring somewhere new and building dens in the great outdoors when you were a kid.
Yeah,
no.
Constantly.
I built all sorts of dens. I was like a dragon.
You dug under a tree like a coyote.
Some sort of badger.
Yeah, or a badger.
Try to relax. Back into that kind of mindset.
Just relax, man.
You won't be staying in a luxury...
smoke off my doobie.
You won't be staying in a luxurious 5-star hotel, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. I think that's good. I think that's a good tip.
That is actually a very good tip. You know, most things are about mindset. You know, you go into...
Just go with the flow, man.
You go into something like you go to watch a movie or something, or you go camping, and you go in with this really negative mindset, you're going to be picking apart things.
And it's the other way, too, because I went... Well, I was going to say this, but it's actually I went in with a bad mindset, and it turned out...
To be better.
Yeah, like the Sonic movie.
That is true. We did see
it was on the floor.
Expectations.
And it was a little bit higher than the floor.
It was just... Let's not get into it.
Yeah.
But, you know... And, you know, it can be the other way. You go in with high expectations and you don't realize the bad things until later, you know?
Like that it's hot.
But...
And there's a reason that we built air conditioning in buildings that can keep out bugs.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, give it a try. Arriving in the dark. It can be frustrating to set up camp in the dark, especially if you're staying on an unfamiliar site.
Why would you do that?
I'm going camping at 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's a spur of the moment decision.
I'm
you just
leaving.
grab some shit out of your.
Wake up in a cold sweat.
I gotta camp.
I need to go camping.
You just grab a bag and you start dumping food into it.
Like we said,
stumble out to your car.
You don't even grab a tent.
You don't have a tent.
Maybe you grab like a tarp from your garage.
You grab the tarp. You grab some rope or like those stretchy bungee cord things.
Yeah.
And you stumble out to your car and drive out into the woods.
Ugh, sounds horrible.
And then you wake up in a shittily built tent with a bunch of food scattered around you. Maybe a raccoon's there and it's the morning. And you're like, why am I here?
A 6 foot tall green possum man laying next to you, spooning.
He does like
a
very cutesy pose.
Yeah.
And then you pull out the gun you brought.
And say, get away from me.
Say, leave me.
Leave me, creature. Try to arrive during daylight hours to give everyone a chance to find the outhouse and get the lay of the land. Of course, arriving after dark is sometimes unavoidable. Hello, long weekend traffic. In those cases, Jaeger... Who is Jaeger?
You know, Jaeger.
Jaeger suggests
famous camper.
Using headlamps to light the way so your hands are free to set up equipment.
Or you could bring duct tape and a flashlight.
And make your own headlamp.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty funny, to be honest. I'm just imagining that's National Lampoon's Camping Vacation.
Yeah, he's like, I can't see anything.
We're making a movie.
Yeah, if we took all these tips and don'ts and stuff and mushed them together, that's a movie.
Yeah, we've made one.
We'll
have to get Randy Quaid back, even though he's like going insane in the wilderness in Maryland or something.
Is that right? Well, he'd be perfect for it.
Uncle Eddie. He's like losing his mind.
Well, he's got... Goodness.
That thunder is going crazy.
My next one. Or do you have a don't that goes with it, or do?
No, these are just...
Oh, right. You're on a different one.
We'll probably do one more of each of ours, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna look a little.
Okay. Yeah, because we're getting real close to time. Let's see.
I think these two could kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
Don't fixate on things you can't do when camping. There's nowhere to plug in your hair straightener. You can't watch TV, and there's no super fast internet connection. So accept it and move on.
I could deal with the lack of TV and internet connection, but I can't live without my hair straightener.
You've got to have it. I mean, your hair is really straight right now. It looks great.
Thank you.
Getting fixated on the things that you can't do whilst camping will trap you in a negative loop and a negative mindset, and will ensure you don't enjoy yourself. Instead, focus on the amazing things you can do, like swat mosquitoes off your body. From the simple things like stargazing, lying on your back in the sunshine, watching the clouds scud by, and songs around the campfire, to hikes, exploring somewhere new, and the joys of wild swimming. I don't know what that means.
Did it say scuds by?
Yeah, that must mean like goes by.
They could have just said goes by.
Yeah.
Hey, England.
Ryan, we got a cloud scudding by.
Oh, you're so cloud going.
Sweepy chimney for a sixpence.
Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone.
I'm sorry to anybody who is.
Unless you say scuds.
No. I'm sorry, that was rude.
No, unless you say scuds. Because I could very easily pick a word that I don't like that Americans say and make fun of them.
Oh, here comes another one.
Another one?
I think so.
Get ready. Oh, it's
kind of a weak one.
Oh!
Okay, 7. Plan stuff to do. If you're used to being constantly online or spend hours in front of the TV, camping will give you free time that you might, well, have no idea how to make the most of. I really need to read ahead in sentences before I go. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe.
I should do that more. Take a good book or a magazine with you. Dig out the board games. Take along your guitar and sing around the campfire. Take your camera and and get some great shots of the landscape. So, Have things to do.
Who wants to take a board game camping?
You don't want to play Yahtzee?
While camping? No.
You
I don't want to play Yahtzee regularly.
You don't want to play Axis and Allies?
Camping? No.
Accidentally hit the board. All the pieces go into the grass.
Oh my god. Risk has so many pieces, too.
That would be nightmarish.
So
this one, have things to do. And don't fixate on the things you can't do. Like, enjoy yourself.
And have fun.
And be happy.
This one kind of goes along with what's happening outside right now. Don't underestimate the weather.
It'll kill you.
It'll kill you. You'll get struck by lightning 30 times. I've seen it happen.
It's like a machine gun.
God definitely wanted to smite you. Funny thing about the weather, it rarely seems to listen to the daily forecast. Not Fordcast.
The Fordcast.
Welcome to the
all-new Fordcast.
The 2020 Fordcast. You could look.
We can see the future in this car. This car is the future.
That's
the Fordcast.
That's a good one. We're making some really good. We're coming up with some stuff.
Hey,
right now.
People, give us money for these great ideas.
You could look at the weather report. Wait. You could look at the weather report. See that it's beautiful, and leave the raincoat at home. Then it starts to rain on day 2, and you're stuck. Jaeger warns. Who's Jaeger? Why is he like some sort of like soothsayer?
He's sitting on top of the mountain. He preaches to his camping followers.
He's like,
do not forget the raincoat, for it may rain on the second day.
It may rain on day 2. Do not leave your bug repellent in the tent, for it may bring a giant furry friend. Always pack rain gear for every member of the family, and plan some rainy day activities to keep everyone in good spirits until the storm passes.
Like watching rain.
And don't forget extra socks. For what?
You know
what socks are used for.
On your feet.
Yeah.
Socks are for your feet, silly.
That's true. But yeah, that's camping.
I think we're ready to do it. Let's go do it right now.
Let's go right now while it's raining, while it's thunderstorming.
Thunderstorm. I'll bring a big metal pole.
Mm-hmm. I'll bring a kite and a key.
Yes. And your Ben Franklin cosplay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think overall we had some pretty good tips. Some of them were iffy, but most of them were pretty good. So, go camp.
Go camp. Get out there. What are you doing? Why are you sitting here? Go!
What the... I'm sorry to say this, but what the actual fuck are you doing? But yeah, okay.
What happened today?
Today in history.
Today
is July the 6th.
Uh-huh.
Today in history, in 1945.
Wow.
An oldie.
Is this another Hitler one?
It's not a Hitler. Have we ever done a Hitler one?
I feel like we've done at least one.
Oh. I always thought that we tried to avoid the Hitler ones.
I think so, but they're almost always on there, which is the sad thing.
Yeah, well, 1930 through 1940 were a pretty bad string of years.
I guess that's true.
Abbott and Costello's film, The Naughty 90s, released featuring the longest version of the Who's on First routine.
Okay.
I know off the top of the head, a lot of people don't know Abbott and Costello.
Which bit is this?
Who's on First?
Which one?
Who?
What?
No, what's on second?
Who's on
First?
Thunder.
Thunder. If you haven't seen the Who's on First routine, honestly, it is very funny.
It's clever.
It is very clever. But yeah, Abbott and Costello, old comedy duo.
They met the Wolfman one time.
Huh?
They met the Wolfman one time.
They did?
I think so.
Abbott and Costello meets the Wolfman?
I think so. I think that's a thing.
Not fun. That sounds like a not good movie. But yeah, Abbott Costello, they do have some pretty funny bits.
They met the Globetrotters that one time.
I don't know if you're telling the truth.
Batman and Robin.
I do remember that.
Abbott and Costello and Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin meeting the gold... Wait, did Batman and Robin meet...
You're so confused. This is Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo met the
Those
Globetrotters, and I remember
And
seeing the
Batman.
Batman and Robin one.
Yes.
Regardless, the Who's on First routine. Go
Yes.
watch it. It's very funny. There's another one that I like a lot, but I can't remember it. But this movie, The Naughty 90s, featured the longest version of that routine.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe look for that version. It might be funnier. I don't know if I've seen it. I actually don't think I've seen it because a little known fact is that the entire movie was just the Who's on First routine. And it's called the Naughty 90s because it was 90 minutes long.
I see.
It's an hour and a half of the Who's on First routine. And I would imagine it doesn't get old.
I'm not sure that's entirely true.
It could be. I honestly don't
But
know.
here's a true thing.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't a bit. They were actually trying to figure out
Who
who was on
first?
first. And it happened to be Who.
His name was
and then
Who.
we didn't know what was on second.
And I don't know.
What about third?
I don't
or
know.
something?
I don't know.
Who?
Who's on first?
Oh. But
Who's the shortstop? I don't know. I don't know.
oh my goodness, is in left field.
Yeah. But yeah, very funny routine. Look that routine up. We're gonna kick it over to Sam's Holiday Corner, and then we're gonna wrap up the podcast.
baby.
Sam's Holiday Corner, favorite.
It's
of-
July 6th.
As I said,
As he said.
don't point at me ever again.
Okay. Today is Take Your Webmaster to Lunch Day.
What?
Take your webmaster to lunch day.
What is a webmaster?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what this means. I
I'm
don't
glad
know
that
what this.
clears it up. I'm gonna look up what a webmaster is. Oh, are you doing that?
No, I'm looking up the holiday.
Oh, okay. Webmaster. Webmaster is a person responsible for maintaining one or more websites. The title may refer to web architects, web developers, site authors, website administrators. I'm getting heartburn. Website owners, website coordinators, and website publishers.
How often could this apply to people? How many people have a webmaster?
Maybe if you live in Silicon Valley in California,
And you have your own website.
you are a webmaster.
It's called. Oh,
So you have to be taken to lunch.
you all take each other to lunch.
Yeah.
All your webmaster friends.
You never make your own website.
Do you get a cloak and scepter when you become a webmaster?
I am the master of this web.
I am the webmaster.
It's like a feudalist system.
Yeah.
There's the internet master.
Yes.
Probably like Bill Gates or someone. I was going to
Somebody
say
like that.
Steve Jobs, but I forgot he's dead.
He was once a internet.
Yeah. Bill Gates or
An internet lord.
No, Al Gore. Al Gore's the internet
Al Gore's the
master
internet
because
master.
he
He invented it.
Al Gore's the internet master. He's got his crown. He goes, "I'm super serial."
You are a webmaster.
And then there are different lords over different websites.
And then you have your peons, the people who use your website.
Yeah. It's kind of how it works with how websites spy on
It's
you.
true. It's true.
But I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
If
get
someone
together.
if someone owns a website for you or runs one for you,
They're your webmaster.
they're your webmaster, and
they
them
own
to
you.
lunch. And take them to lunch.
Well,
We've kind of turned this holiday into something else. It's just take someone to lunch, basically.
yeah.
But yeah, if you have a webmaster, take them to lunch today. Why
Yeah.
not? If
Or
you
just
don't,
if you don't, just go to lunch.
eat lunch.
Just eat lunch. Eat.
Which you should do that
You should
pretty
do
much
that.
every day.
Lunch is important.
Um,
It's the third most important meal of the day.
I guess so, yeah. Breakfast is the most.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Dinner's probably the same. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. Anyway,
And midnight snack is probably the fourth. Anyway.
this is meant from our perspective. Thank you for that beautiful insight, by the way. And thank you all for listening.
Milady.
He tipped his fedora. Sam's wearing a fedora right
I'm
now.
not. I swear to God.
He's also shaved his beard to where it's only covering his neck. And he is simping to girls online. Thank you all for listening to From Our Perspective. If you have any friends who might want to listen to the podcast, send them our way. Word of mouth is definitely the best way to get the podcast to go around.
Please.
Also, if you have any topic ideas, send them our way, and within reason, we'll talk about them. As long as it's nothing too crazy. But yeah, we love to hear from you all. It would be a good way to get you all more involved in the show. If you want to hear more from us, of course, we have social medias that we sometimes post on. Check out those. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at FOP_pod and on Facebook at From Our Perspective. And then, we're pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. The podcast store on Apple, I don't know what they call it anymore.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Spotify, Podbean.
I'm familiar.
Stitcher, pretty much anywhere else. But go to those places. YouTube. And you can find us at any of those places at From Our Perspective. Other than that, we post the podcast some Mondays, and we will probably see you next Monday. I can't make that claim anymore.
We have missed a lot.
We miss a lot. But we post the podcast on Mondays, and we will see you on another Monday. I've been Trace.
And I've been Sam.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo!